I can see that my microphone is not connected. So give me a second. All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. I am your personal guide on this journey of growth. How are we all doing? How is everyone? I trust we're having a good day so far. Okay, yeah, so welcome to Growth Habits with Ngozi. As I said, I am your personal guide on the journey of growth. So today is session 124. 124. Please do let me know if you can hear me. I hope that I am loud. Okay, all right, at least I can see that I'm live and loud on Instagram, live and loud on Facebook. Okay. All right. So let me confirm that I'm also live and loud on Instagram, on LinkedIn. Um, Give me all right. So we're live and loud on LinkedIn. So we are live everywhere and already live on YouTube. All right. Thank you all so much for being a part of this journey. It has truly been a journey. Um, I still can't believe this is session 124. We have really, really gone far in this journey. Let me just put up a message quickly on Facebook. Okay. Yeah, I wanted to ask, I don't know whether it's just me, but okay, I'm able to post to groups here, but when I was doing my other posts, I found out that I couldn't post to groups. All the posts I did yesterday, I couldn't post to groups. So I don't know. I guess it's something with Facebook. So all right. Session 124, as I said. Yes, of growth habits with Ngozi. We have really gone far. I still say that it's amazing to me because I know that I'm a very inside person. If you know me, you know, very quiet inside person. But here I am, 124 sessions of growth habits. And today we're going to be talking about multiplying what you have. That is the habits that you will develop that will help you grow your wealth. We've talked about the mindset that will help you. Let me just do my recap at once. We talked about the mindset. That was our first session in this series in September. Remember that in this September, we're talking about money habits that build wealth. Yeah, money habits that help you build wealth. So today we're going to talk about said habits that grow your wealth. But we started off with session 121. In that session, we talked about mindset before money. That's rewriting limiting beliefs, because we all have some limiting beliefs about money. We all have it. We all started out with it, actually. I think many of us were born with it, maybe because of the part of the world that we are from, but we are born with those limiting beliefs wherever you are actually from. The the only thing is that the beliefs I may have because I'm from Nigeria or because I'm from Africa will be different from the one you would have when you're from America or any other place. But we all have some limiting beliefs about money. And we agree that before you can make and manage money, you must deal with those limiting beliefs. You have to. Like, some people believe money is evil. Some people believe they'll never have enough money. These are all the things that we need to deal with before we can truly make and manage money. Okay, so to have real growth financially, you need to renew your mindset. Because if you believe money is your master, money will be your master. If you believe money is not for you, money will not be for you. So your belief, your mindset is essential for you to make and manage money. All right, so the next session we had, session 122, we talked about the habits of budgeting, which is basically telling your money where to go. Because in being able to manage money, you have to tell money where to go. If you don't tell it where to go, it will go where it likes. If you don't give your money direction, your money will direct itself somewhere. Remember, we said when we're talking about mindset that money is a hard tax master, but an excellent servant. So once you send money messages, it will go, the message is sent. But if you allow money to be in charge, to be in control, it will definitely deal with you. Let me use that expression. So budgeting is how you tell your money where to go. In truly budgeting, we believe that every dollar, every naira, every penny, every kobo has a purpose, must have a purpose, must have a purpose, essential, must have a purpose. And budgeting is how you direct your money to that purpose that it has. So we agreed that it's not about restriction. Budgeting is not about restricting what I can or cannot spend money on. It's about stewarding the monies that I have, stewarding it and being intentional about how I spend my money. Excuse me. That is what budgeting is about. And I think we really need to change that mindset that budgeting is restriction, because I have seen just that mindset alone keep some people at a level that they have no business being in. So please, let's have that mindset and that understanding that budgeting is not restrictive. The idea of budgeting is not to restrict. That is not the idea. The idea is for you to learn how to steward your money, how to send your money on message, and how to be intentional with how you are spending your money. Okay, that was just trying to go quickly around to see who is on. Please, if you come on, do let me know that you are here. Say a greeting, something. Let me know that you're here. I can see, like as I'm looking at Facebook, I can see some, you know that place that shows you like an eye and numbers. I see numbers there, but I don't know who the people are unless you say something, then I will know. I don't know why. Before I used to be able to see, okay, if I go live directly from Facebook, yes, I can see who and who joined. But because I'm streaming from a software, that's why I'm not able to see that anymore. So let me know that you are there. Then session 123, we talked about source and spending wisely. We said save so, spend wisely. That was what we talked about. And that was mastering the flow of money. Mastering the flow of money. And generally, we said that wealth has three flows, or it flows through three channels: saving, sowing, investing. That is sowing. Sowing is like investing and giving. Then spending. Those are the three channels that generally your wealth, your money flows through. And you need to master that. We have to have a good balance of how much you're saving, how much you're sowing, how much you're spending. And every decision you take um, in that wise is a seed, and that seed would either grow into future abundance or will drain your present, honestly, or your present potential. So it's essential that we master the flow of money, that we know that money is a tool, and that we master that flow so that it serves the purpose for which it is meant to serve. And I remember that I mentioned to us that is not so much absolutes. You don't have to say, I must save 10,000 of my money, I must sow 20,000. It works better in percentages. It works better in percentages than absolute figures, and it's easier to sustain when it's in percentages. Mrs. Regina Obiagu, my mom, thank you for joining me. I can see you on Facebook. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so that was session 1, 2, 3. We talked about saving, sowing, and invest and spending your money wisely. Once again, it's not about absolutes. Many times we try to make it about, I was able to save 100,000. I was able to invest whatever. Make it about percentages. What that even does for you is that you don't do the comparisons that we generally do. Because if I say I saved 100,000, for example, and someone else saved 1 million, you see, I will begin to compare and feel I didn't do well, because I'm looking at 100,000 as against 1 million. Meanwhile, if I decided to sow or save or spend, whichever one, 10% of my inflows, and the other person also decides to save 10% of his income, we're at parity, we are both doing 10%. The actual amount of the money is not the relevant thing. Is not the relevant thing. Is the fact that you maintained that 10%. And when you're comparing with the other person, you're comparing 10% with 10%. You're comparing apples with apples, oranges with oranges. You're not doing 100,000 and 1 million. And maybe that person's 1 million is barely 2% of their inflow. But your own 100,000 is a whole 20%. You understand? So that's why percentages work better than trying to do absolute figures. So today we are going to talk about some habits that will help you grow your wealth, that will help you multiply your money. And I want to start off by saying, when we're talking about multiplication, we're talking about stewardship, because you need to be a good steward of your finances to be able to multiply it. So basically, multiplication is stewardship. And stewardship is being able to manage what you have. For example, if you have, I don't even know the figure, but you make some money and you have this money and you're just, when I say frivolously spending the money, you're not a good steward of that money. So for you to multiply money, it's putting the money to work, basically, putting the money that you have to work so that it reproduces itself somewhere. So that it reproduces itself somewhere. So multiplication is about stewardship, or it begins with stewardship. If you don't see yourself as a steward of your finances, a steward of your wealth, a steward of the monies that come into your hand, you can't multiply money really. It will be very difficult for you to multiply it. It will be then very difficult for you to multiply wealth. So multiplication basically is just the process of increasing the value of what you already have. The process of increasing the value of what you already have. And you're doing this through intentional habits. You're doing this through wise choices. You're doing this through investments, but the investments are growth oriented. They are not just, let me just put money here. No, you're investing in order to grow what you have. So that is a definition of multiplication, because remember, we're talking about multiplying what you have. A lot of times, I think one of the, will I call it, hindrances that we have is we're looking at the quantity of what we have, not realizing that even if you just have, let's say, 5,000, you can multiply it. You can multiply that 5,000. You're waiting till you get the millions before you begin to multiply, before you begin to be a good steward. But if you're not a good steward of 5,000 naira, for example, you most probably will not be a good steward of 5 million. So start from where you are. The multiplication that we are talking about is that process of increasing the value of what you already have. What you already have. And you're doing this multiplication, you're doing this increase in value by developing intentional habits, by making wise choices, and doing investments that are growth oriented. Growth oriented investments. Okay, so there's a research that was done, I think it's 2023, and it showed that those that build wealth, those that actually build wealth, that multiply their wealth, they focus more on habit formation than on income levels. So they're not looking at, oh, I'm a millionaire, I'm a billionaire, I'm a thousandaire. No, they're not looking at that. They're not looking at their income levels, but they're focusing and they're concentrating on building the habits that will help them either become the billionaire, trillionaire, whatever, but they focus on building the habits. Once you build these habits, whether you have a little money or you have a lot of money, the habits are already there. They're already inbuilt, and you apply them. So, one of those, let me just mention a few things that those that we have been able to build their wealth by focusing on habits were able to do is, one, they were able to automate their savings. That's one of the habits that they applied. Automate your savings. Welcome, Kelechi. I can see you on Facebook. They automate their savings. I mentioned this before. Welcome. I think this is Biki4704 on Instagram. I can see you there. I think I mentioned this before, how I used to automate my savings when I was earning regular income, when I was a salary earner. Automate your savings. Don't leave it to, I will do it. You will not do it. You probably will not do it. So automate your savings. That's one of these habits that we're talking about that will help you. It looks like, what is the big deal there? But the fact that it's automated, that it doesn't depend on how you're feeling. Because see, the thing with money is that when you're not, maybe you're calculating, oh, expenses this month, you will not save. You will not. So automate the savings. Let it be something that the money just goes from your account. You don't have to think about. So automate your savings. Then, as I mentioned, growth-oriented investments, but also ensure that your investments are diversified. Don't invest all the little money you have in one thing. Invest in different things. We are told don't put all your eggs in one basket. Very essential when we're talking about building wealth. Diversify your investments and be a continuous learner, especially when it comes to money, finances. Keep learning. Don't think you know it all. I am an accountant. I am a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, but I also know that I don't know all there is to know about finances already. I don't. I am still learning. I'm still developing myself. I'm still trying to improve in those areas. So continuous learning is essential. It's an essential habit. So wealth, once again, is less about what you earn. It's actually less about that and more about what you multiply. You can earn, I've seen people, let me tell us this, I've seen people who earned far less than what I earned while I was, working, while I was in employment. I saw people, their earnings is definitely less than mine. But these people were able to multiply that small, in quote, earning, such that if we really looked at it, they were wealthier than me. They were wealthier than me at that point because they were multiplying the little they had, and I was not. This was at a point in my life. So it's not about I have 100 million, I have this. It's about multiplying what you have, putting the one you have to work, developing the habits that will help you multiply the one that you have. So stop looking at, oh, that person is earning more than me. It's not about what you earn. Wealth, true wealth is not about what you earn. It's about what you are able to multiply. It's what you are able to multiply. So if you have 10,000, let me even go that low, even 5,000, that is all you have. But you're able to multiply that 5,000 until it becomes 100,000. You're better off than the person that had 1 million and couldn't multiply a single kobo. Because the person that has 1 million and is not able to multiply, the 1 million will keep reducing because you will keep spending. And before you know it, they have less than the person that started out with 5,000. So wealth is less about what you earn and more about what you multiply. So we must get into this mindset of multiplication. We must get into that mindset if we really truly want to have real wealth. We really truly want to have real wealth. Blossom Alive, I see you on Instagram. Thank you for joining me. Real Zim Simon, thank you for joining me. I see you on Instagram. So, what are some of these habits that can help us multiply wealth? Number one, the habit of reinvestment. Excuse me. Reinvestment is that you've put your money to work somewhere and that money has made some kind of returns. Please put back that returns, that gain you made, put it back to work instead of consuming it immediately. Many times we get carried away with, when we make profits, when we make gains from whatever investment it is, whether it is business that we invested in, or is it actually, invest in stock shares, whatever it may be. We get excited, and before you know it, we consume the gains that we have made. But it is so important that we reinvest. We must form the habit of reinvesting and not just eating up everything. Don't consume everything. Of course, I want to believe that we know that we should not consume our seed. If you eat your seed, that one goes without saying. But as much as possible, do not also eat your profit. Reinvest your profit, even if not everything. Even if not everything, if I tell you to reinvest the whole profit, it might look unattainable, but form the habit of reinvesting a portion of your gains, of your profit. Form that habit. The habit of reinvesting will help you grow wealth. Excuse me. It will help you grow wealth, and that is the aim. Is not to make money. Making money truly is not the problem, because many of us know how to make money. We just don't know how to manage it. And one of the ways is to form the habit of reinvesting. Reinvest everything. Basically, reinvest everything if you can, or reinvest a portion. Reinvest it. For example, you own a business and your business is making profit. Put back a portion of that profit into your business. Put back a portion. Don't spend all. On a personal level, maybe you got some dividends, some interest from some investments. Reinvest a portion. Put it back. You must not put it back in the same thing. Remember, we talked about diversification. But reinvest a portion. Form that habit. This is how you multiply wealth. Form the habit of reinvesting. Form that habit. The second habit that you need to have that will help you to multiply wealth is continuous learning. I know we have heard this severally in different places at different times. Keep learning. Now, in this area, we're not talking about financial intelligence. Gain financial intelligence. Learn about money management. Learn about investing. Learn about investing. Read books. Attend workshops. Listen to finance podcasts. But learn. Keep learning. The more you know, the more opportunities you can multiply. The more you know. Thank you, Madam Ebele. I can see you on Facebook. Welcome. The more you know, the more opportunities you can multiply. Now let me just give this example. Years ago, many of us knew nothing about the crypto space or forex or whatever, all those things. We knew nothing about it. And if we had remained in our ignorance, many of us would have missed some opportunities. Now, I'm not promoting crypto here because I also, you have to go into crypto with caution, really. High yield, high risk crypto and forex, all those things. High yield, high risk. But why I'm talking about it, because that period that, there was a time that it was all the rave, cryptocurrencies, forex, and a lot of our young people were getting into, especially forex, because this is the area I want to talk about, forex. But I called a couple of them that were within my purview then, and I said, see, the way you are doing forex, this is not how this is done. If you truly want to invest in foreign exchange, that's what forex is for those that may not know. If you truly want to invest in it and be profitable at it, one, you have to go and learn what moves the forex market. You can't just sit in your house and be waiting for signal from someone. It can work with that, but if you truly want to make wealth and sustain wealth and multiply wealth in the forex market, you need to go and understand what moves the market. You need to go understand the economics behind it. Those people that are giving you signal, as they call it, they went and studied the market. They studied, what does it mean that the Federal Reserve in America moved their rates or did not move the rates? What does that mean? What does that foretell about the exchange market? If you don't understand these things and you just rush and go into forex, you might make some money because it is 50-50 really. You might make some money, but you will not be able to sustain that wealth there unless you understand the business of the economy. You understand what makes foreign exchanges go up, go down. I spoke to several people then, and they would not listen. So I kept asking them, these people that are giving you signal, where are they getting the signal from? Is that signal falling from the air? No, the signal does not fall from the air. The signal is that they are looking at what is happening in the American economy. They are looking at what is happening in the British economy. They're looking at what is happening in the world economy at large and how those activities affect their foreign exchange. That is this signal you are waiting for. What prevents you from going to study and learn and be able to get the signal yourself? So continuous learning, that is what I'm emphasizing by going on this course, this talk of forex and everything. Continuous learning. If you learn and understand how foreign exchange works, you put your money there, you will be able to be more stable in the income or the profit you make from that area. Even the crypto space that a lot of people too, crypto here, crypto there. Do you really understand what moves the crypto exchanges? Do you really understand what makes a coin or whatever go up or go down? Do you know what are the things that influence that market? If you don't, you're gambling. You're gambling. I move to you want to go into a business because I'm talking about continuous learning here. You want to go into a business, it doesn't matter what business it is. Learn about that business. Understand, does this business have seasons? Is it a seasonal venture? If it has seasons, when are those seasons? Are there other things that influence this market? Are there gaps in this market that I can meet without having this habit of continuous learning? You will just be doing tombom, as we say. That is where we're just gambling with our money. You're just gambling with your money. So, continuous learning is essential. Gain financial intelligence. Learn how things work. Learn how money works. It doesn't really matter what you're putting money into. Let me tell you. If you understand the processes, if you understand the behind the scenes, if you understand the trends, if you are continuously learning about that area, it will be difficult for you to. It's not that you will never lose money. That's not what I want to say, but you will never lose the kind of money that will, put you at point zero. Because remember, you have diversified your investments from the beginning. So that one area crashes, you still have some others. I hope we're getting the crux of what I am trying to tell us this afternoon. The first habit we talked about that will help you multiply your wealth is the habit of reinvestment. Ensure that you're reinvesting profits, you're reinvesting gains. The second habit is the habit of continuous learning. Keep learning, keep learning. Now, the third habit is the habit of networking and mentorship. This is basically multiplication through relationships. The habit of networking and mentorship. Your network, the people that surround you can, and most times they will expose you to new opportunities. They will expose you to new collaborations. They will expose you to new income streams. If, for example, you remain, with the same circle of friends you have always had. I'm not saying you should throw away your old friends, or get me right. You remain in that same circle. There are some things people in that circle don't know, whether we accept or we don't. There are some things people in that circle don't know. So you need to be able to network. You need to be able to expand your relationships so that you can be exposed. Now, if I had never expanded my relationships, this Forex I'm talking about, I wouldn't have even known how people do it here in Nigeria. Crypto, all those things, I would not have. Good afternoon, Precious. I can see you on Facebook. You're welcome. I wouldn't know. As I am here now, if I hadn't expanded my network, my relationships, I wouldn't know about real estate the way I know it now. Not just because my husband is a realtor, but I have also met people who are doing different things from what my husband is doing in real estate in the area, and I've been able to learn. I've seen income streams in that area, and I've explored it because I expanded my network. I expanded my reach. So your network can expose you to new opportunities. Yes, your network can expose you to collaborations. Your network can expose you to new income streams. For sure. For sure. Okay. So That was habit number 3. Once again, habit number 1, reinvestment. Habit number 2, continuous learning. Habit number 3, networking. Then habit number 4. This habit is the habit of strategic giving. Now, this is multiplication beyond money now. Strategic giving. I know when we hear strategic giving, many of us, we begin to, we have PTSD, maybe from one experience or the other. But really, truly, giving, giving multiplies impact. Charity, I can see you. Good afternoon. Welcome. Giving multiplies impact beyond money. It really does. It even truly giving also multiplies your money. It sounds like an oxymoron. I'm giving away money. How does it multiply my money? But really, when you give and you give strategically, money comes back to you. It does come back to you. So the 4th habit is strategic giving. Strategic giving. Strategic giving. Don't just throw your money anywhere. In giving, in the name of giving, don't just throw it anywhere. Scatter it, yes, scatter your giving, yes, but don't just throw it anywhere. Be strategic. Give and sow on fertile ground. It will yield a reward for you. It will yield. And the thing with strategic giving, it doesn't just multiply your wealth, it multiplies your impact. It multiplies your impact. And it can also open some unexpected doors. It can open some unexpected doors. So I'm trying not to go too spiritual in talking about sowing. You can see that I'm struggling a bit with that. I'm trying to keep it not too spiritual, but it works. I tell you, giving works. So be strategic with your giving. This is a habit. Okay, let's see. Yeah. Now that I think about it, when you hear of people like, I know we don't like to hear people like Bill Gates. We like to we like to think that maybe he has some not so good things he's doing with his money. Irrelevant right now. But when we think of people like Bill Gates or people like Warren Buffett, do you see the level of giving those people do? Do you notice that those people give? They are givers. They are givers. And they give almost recklessly, or what looks like recklessly. But those givings are not reckless. They are strategic. They are sowing. And as they are sowing, they are reaping. If you study the lives of even some of these celebrities that we know, these Hollywood celebrities that we know, these big people, I'm just using big in quotes, that we've heard about, do a study of their life. You will see that they give, and they give strategically. They give strategically. So a habit that will help you grow your wealth is giving, strategic giving. Strategic giving. Once again, don't just throw your money any and anywhere. Give strategically. Look at where you are putting your money and ensure that you're putting it in the right places. So I've given us 4 habits that will help us to multiply our wealth. One is the habit of reinvestment. Let it just be part of you. Remember that growing wealth is not about money per se. This money is not about this wealth you're talking about is not about what you earn. is about what you are multiplying. We're talking about growing your wealth, multiplying your wealth. It's not about what you earn. So that you're earning very little, find a way to develop the habit of reinvestment. If you start it now that you're earning little, by the time you're earning much, it's already part of you. Just do it automatically. So, habit number one, reinvest. The habit of investment. Habit number two, continuous learning. Continuous learning. Always, always gain more and more information. Improve your financial intelligence. Read books, like I said, attend workshops if that's what you need to do. Listen to finance podcasts, whatever you need to do. Learn. The more you know, the more opportunities you will have, and that you will be able to multiply. Okay. The third habit was the habit of networking and also mentorship. I didn't even talk about the mentorship aspect. I just realized it now, just concentrated on the habit of networking. So network, meet people, multiply through relationships. If you need a mentor, get one. Get a mentor on things financial. Get a mentor. Someone that you see that is handling their finances well, or that knows a lot about finances. Please go ahead, get that person to mentor you. Or if you can, you can follow someone can actually mentor you, in quote, indirectly, without you actually knowing the person one-on-one. Read their books, follow them on social media. If they have a podcast, listen to it. That is a way of mentorship. Then the fourth habit we talked about was the habit of strategic giving. The habit of strategic giving. Very important. Now, some practical things that we could do in developing these habits. One thing you could do, you can start doing today, is to identify one area you can reinvest this month. Just one. Many times, we get overwhelmed with some of these things we learn because we want to apply everything all at once. Start with one area. So identify one area that you can reinvest in this month. Just one area. It could be time. It doesn't even have to be money. It could be time. It could be your skills you want to invest in. It could be your money that you want to reinvest in. Whichever one, identify one area. And as you have identified that area, track the small multiplications happening. For example, you decide to reinvest money this month. Track your savings interest. Did you decide to start a what we call side hustle in this part of the world? Track your earnings. So when we track things, we actually that is when we see if we're making progress or not. Many a times we're not tracking things. We're not tracking our interest. We're not tracking our income. We're not tracking how much we're making and how much we are spending. We're not keeping track of those things. And so we lose sight of if we have made any progress or not. So track whatever area you have decided to reinvest in this remaining part. Okay, maybe more like next month because September, but start it. It doesn't matter. Do it for the next 1 week first. Do it for the next 1 week. And then whatever you're learning, this is one thing that I have found that multiplies anything really. Whatever you're learning, share it with someone. Whatever you're learning, find someone to share it with. Multiply that learning beyond yourself. Because when you share, the person you're sharing to benefits, and you that is sharing benefits. I don't know if you have seen this. Any principle that I want to really learn and I want it to stick, I teach that principle somewhere. Even if it's just to someone beside me, as I am talking about it, as I'm explaining it to that person, I am gaining more understanding of it. I'm understanding it better. So it is a way to multiply beyond yourself anything. So share it with someone. Share it with someone. Um, I think I'm just trying. Let me just do a quick. Um, I don't think I want to get into. Okay, let me begin to close here, but let me ask um, us a question. Those that are watching today, for you, is it easier to save? Is it easier to invest? Is it easier to give? Which one for you personally is easier, and why? And maybe I've noticed that anytime I ask something, there must be a why. Those that I mentor, I'm sure they are like in their head, they're wondering why does she always do this? But I believe that when we look at the whys of what we do, of what we are feeling, of what we are involved in, when we look at the whys, we get to the real root of the matter. So, what do you find easier? Saving, investing, giving? Then why? Because when you look at that why is it easier for me to save? Why is it easier for me to invest? Why is it easier for me to give? When you look at that why, when you study it and you understand why, it will help you know, should I continue doing this more? Should I move to the other area? It will just help you assess and be in a better position to multiply your wealth. Remember, the aim is to multiply your wealth. It's assumed that you're making some kind of money. And remember, it's not about how much. It's not about how much. Because I've always had this issue with some people when you're talking about um, savings, investments, and things like that, even giving, they default to I don't have enough. Even if it doesn't matter how much you have, you can save from that little. You can invest from that little. You can give from that little. The idea, okay, I'm seeing some responses. The idea is that even that one, that little that you have can be multiplied. So Charity is saying it's easier to give for her, and the why because it's peaceful and fulfilling. Okay, so why is saving and investing not peaceful and fulfilling for you? Charity, this question is for you. Why is saving and investing not peaceful and fulfilling for you? What is the reason? Is it because of some mindset that you have about these areas? Or is it just that you never thought about it? This is another thing to look at. So, giving gives you peace, makes you feel fulfilled. Excellent. Which means you will keep giving. But my question to you now is, why does savings and investment not give you peace? Why are they not fulfilling for you? What is it about them that is not fulfilling for you? So that's the question for you, Charity. If you respond, I will um, take the next point. But for each and every one of us, as you're doing this assessment for yourself, as you're considering which one is easier for you, saving, investing, or giving, and considering the whys, also look at why the other areas are not easy for you, why the other areas are not giving you whatever it is, the one that is easier is giving you. Because many a times is a mindset thing. many a times, not all the time. So look at it. Where are those other areas not peaceful and fulfilling? For example, using the example Charity gave. Okay, she says she'll respond in my DM. No problem. No problem. I will respond to you when you send it. So it is important that we ask the whys. Do you see why it's important that we ask why? That we don't just say which one is easier. We don't just say which one is easier. The why helps you think deeper, and the why helps you sort out, is it a mindset issue or is it really more than that? Um, okay, Mrs. Obiago says it's easier for her to save because it's from saving that she can invest and give. Okay, good that it's easier for you to save, which means, is it difficult for you to invest and give? Or is it just that for you, when you save, you use that to invest, you use that to give, and it just flows naturally like that for you? Or is it just that, investment and giving are harder, but saving is easier? Which one is it? Which one is it? Because if it's easier for you to save, and it is easier to save just because whatever you save, you invest and give, that is good. That is more balanced, really. That is a more balanced approach to it, because you're saving. When you save, you take what you have saved, or a portion of what you have saved, you invest. From a portion of what you have saved, you give. So if that is just it, that is excellent. That is good. But if it's just easier for you to save, but more difficult for you to invest and give, then you have to go further and ask the why of it, and find out why it is like that. Why is it easier for you to just save? Why can't you as easily just invest or as easily just give? Okay, so that's what I will say for your comment there. So you see that this exercise helps us get to the root of why we are not building wealth. Why we are not building wealth. Because it's not because you don't have. It's not. Truly, it's not because you don't have. Because you do have. No matter how little, you can save from that little, you can invest from that little, you can give from that little. You can. Okay. So having done that little exercise, I'm still checking if there are any other comments, but having done, please still go ahead and do the exercise if you have not done. Think about it. Which one do you find easier? Saving, investing, giving, and why? You can always come to my DM here on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn. If you have my number on WhatsApp, you can always come to my DM and we can discuss further. Some messages are popping up. Sorry about that. So you can always come to my DM and we can continue further. This is part of the mentorship that I do. Yeah, because I don't just talk about growth in maybe personal development. I also talk about how to grow your money, how to grow your finances. Okay, so yeah, I think we will call it a day from here on this session. Yeah, we will call it a day. And let me see, what do we have next week? Because next week we are rounding up on this series, and we'll start another series in October. So next week, next week we're talking about financial integrity. That is managing what's not yours too. All this while we're talking about managing the one that is yours. Next week we'll talk about managing what's not yours, because many people I know struggle with managing what's not theirs. Yeah, we can manage to our best of our abilities what is ours, but we find it difficult to manage what is not ours. Okay, so that is what we are going to look at next week. And yes, I want to tell us about the program we are starting. Excuse me, the program that we are starting on the 1st of October. You know that I am a, how do I say it now? Multi, do I say multi-dimensional person? I have the, I forgot the program for today, self. But let me talk to us about all of that. So starting on the 1st of October, okay, what's happening? Um, I'm looking for, okay, okay. Starting on the 1st of October, we're doing a study, a Bible study. We're starting a Bible study on the book of James. Yes, I was in church on Sunday, and this topic, this whole thing just kept coming to my mind, the book of James. So we're starting on the 1st of October, a Bible study on the book of James. It's called Words, Works, and Wisdom. Um, I think it's a 5-day study on the book of James. So please do join that. I will put up the link also again. I put it up, was it yesterday or was it on Sunday? Anyway, I'll put it up again for us to join that study on the book of James. Okay, so then later today by 6 p.m. Nigerian time, I will be speaking on emotional intelligence at a Full Gospel meeting. Yes, I'm a member of the Full Gospel Businessmen's Fellowship. If you want to be part of that, please do come into my DM and I will send you the link. That is today, 6 p.m. Nigerian time. And of course, I've mentioned our program, our Bible study. I love these group Bible studies that I do, honestly. I will not lie to you. I love them because they're insights that others have. That at times I'm like, how did this come to you and it did not come to me? So I love having those group Bible studies. It's just a time to come together. We read together and we share insights. We share, what did you get from this, what spoke to you, and all that. So please, if you are interested, do join that Bible study. Okay, maybe I will also put the link in the comment section after this live so that you can join that. It's happening on WhatsApp. It's happening on WhatsApp, so you can join that Bible study. Okay, so thank you all once again. Thank you once again. Okay, a couple of people have joined. Interesting. Yeah, a couple of already joined the group for the Bible study. So please, if you're interested, join that. I will put up the link once again in the comments after this. Let me even see if I can. I don't know if it will work. Okay, no, that didn't work well. Okay, so please, I will put it up once I'm done here. I will share it with us. Join if you're interested in that Bible study in the book of James. All right, so thank you for joining me today. Ensure that you make today and every day count. Be valuable in all that you do, and make sure that you are growing. Make sure that you are growing all the time, every day. Make sure that you are growing. And follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok. Follow us on all our social media handles. YouTube, follow us, Growth Habits with Ngozi. And you can also follow my personal pages. And see you all next week, Tuesday, 12 noon. Yes, 12 noon, Nigerian time, 12 noon, right here on Growth Habits with Ngozi. Thank you all so much and do have a lovely day. Bye.